Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. We are officially 6 days away from the start of the WNBA season, but Ben, the WNBA season only starts in the 16th. That's only 5 days away. Yeah, but the Fever play on Saturday, and for the rest of the world, for the rest of the country, the WNBA season starts next Saturday. Indiana Fever finished the preseason undefeated. Go on, brush your shoulders off. Indiana Fever, new head coach Stephanie White has shown in the preseason that she understands how to call a timeout. Go on, brush your shoulders off. The Indiana Fever in this most recent game against the Atlanta Dream, the Indiana Fever against the Washington Mystics, first half, we're going to hold off on brushing our shoulders. This new Indiana Fever offense is driving me nuts. Well, we're going to get into that. Don't worry. May 17th, we're going to see what the offense looks like. If any of you guys thought I lost my fastball, don't worry. Don't worry. I break out that fastball when I need it. It's the preseason. I'm not going to overreact too much about what I saw with the offense. But what I am going to overreact about is something that we paid close attention to last season and something that we're going to pay even closer attention to this season as the rotation is more competent than it was last year. Therefore, I need to pay even more attention. The Indiana Fever rotation, what Stephanie White teased as her 9-person lineup with Dantas apparently sitting out. With Dantas out, this is what looks like the Indiana Fever 9-person lineup. Our 9-man rotation. That didn't feature Makayla Timpson. We're going to get into that. Stephanie White talks about her rotation, seeing what her depth looks like, and then she talked about that final roster spot, and one gradually leads into the other. I don't know why. Let's hear what Stephanie White had to say.
Does going 3-0 in the preseason mean much in the grand scheme of things to you?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously you want to win. I think winning it gives you a different kind of vibe, a different kind of feel. But more than anything, we want to see growth. We want to see how we're able to utilize our depth. We want to continue to see different combinations, different lineups, what it looks like. And we want to see application of things that we've done in practice.
Exactly. Skirt. We want to see growth. We want to see depth, the utilization of the growth, the utilization of the depth, so on and so forth. Playing with different lineups, playing with different rotations. Love that you said that, Stephanie White. And this is why I'm drawing the conclusion. Because if we go to that 9-person rotation that I was talking about, right? Let's leave Timpson out of here. Let's leave Jaylen Brown out of here. Hull, Colson, Turner, Bonner, Sophie, Clark, Kelsey, Boston, and Howard. The first three quarters. This is the 9 players Stephanie White wanted to experiment that depth with. See what the depth's looking like. Test out this lineup. Test out that lineup. See what that's looking like. See what that's looking like. In the first 3 quarters, that's when Stephanie White was trying all that out. That's why I am led to believe that Makayla Timpson, as far as rotation, hitting the rotation, she's on the outside looking in. And let's say Dantas gets healthy, back in the swing of things. That's another player above Makayla Timpson. So we have Dantas, Turner, then Makayla Timpson. Not too happy about that. Let me tell you why. I'm going to ask a series of 3 questions, and I want all of you guys to answer this. Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Damiris Dantas, Brianna Turner, Makayla Timpson. But she's had defensive player votes before. I don't care about any of that. Out of the 5 players I just named, who do you want to see, as an offensive player, who do you want to see less on the perimeter guarding you? Clearly, it's Makayla Timpson. As an offensive player going for an offensive rebound, who do you want to see in the paint chasing after a loose ball less? Makayla Timpson. Napheesa Collier on the perimeter, cooking up. Who do we want guarding her? Angel Reese hustling, playing on the perimeter more. Who do we want guarding her? Who do we think will stay lockstep with some of these more athletic fours in the league between Howard, Boston, Timpson, Dantis, and Turner? One name stands out above the rest. Natasha Howard comes in number 2, but we're playing DeWanna Bonner at the 3. That's why I didn't throw her in here. I'm talking about our 4s, our legit 4s and 5s. Timpson on the court with Brianna Turner, I couldn't tell who was playing the 4 or the 5. She goes to show the versatility of Makayla Timpson. I see her checking players on the offensive end around the perimeter, and then I see her without a doubt in her mind, yeah, we can switch this. I'll drop in the paint. Oh yeah, we can switch this. I'll stay outside up here without skipping a beat. I would rather Makayla Timpson in my 9-person rotation ahead of Brianna Turner, if that's what we're looking like. I don't want Nafisa Collier to see Brianna Turner come into the game and think, oh, that's easy money. Let me get a quick 6 points. I don't want Angel Reese to be in the game, sees Natasha Howard come out, sees Brianna Turner come in, and her eyes light up. Green light, green light, green light, green light. She's not fast enough. She can't stay with me. She's not quick enough. She can't stay with me. She's not strong enough. She can't hang with me. When we're projecting matchups going forward, Makayla Timpson gives us the most versatility on the defensive end. And she's not in the way offensively. Not in the way offensively in the slightest. So though Brianna Turner might have had the better plus-minus hogwash, I want Timpson in that 9-person rotation. Last thing I want to touch upon. Brianna Turner was never going to get cut.
How do you assess KK and Jalen just recently?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, certainly, KK's ability to come in and impact from that post position. She doesn't try to force things. She allows things to come to her. She plays with great pace as a young player, and oftentimes you'll see young players play too fast. She's poised and she's ready when her number's called. And JB too. I mean, JB is dynamic. She's athletic. She has a great ability to get downhill. She and Kelsey are really deadly in that mid-range. She's a great rebounding guard. So it's a tough job to have to compare those two because they just bring such different aspects to our team and to our game.
Indeed. Now, I don't want to attach a name to the question. I believe that was Scott Agnes. I could be wrong. I believe that was Scott Agnes. Brianna Turner is never getting cut. And I'm not going to not even throw you under the bus here and say, wait, why are we only asking about Makayla Timpson and Jaylen Brown? Because he knows himself. Brianna Turner and Sid Colson were brought in here to not get cut. Why would I ask a question about players I know aren't getting cut? Because everybody else who watched knows that one player doesn't affect the game at all. And I'm not talking about that backup point guard. Sydney Colson has a purpose. We might not like her game. She might not be the best. Sydney Colson is one of the few players you can put her on the floor, and she is. I don't know why she shot so much yesterday. This goes completely against my argument, but she is the one person on the floor who is always thinking for the next pass. Okay, when DB swings it to the corner after getting double teamed, crashing, driving into the lane, when she gets double teamed, as soon as I touch it, I know this defender from the wing is going to slide down for help defense. So I'm already getting ready to do the extra pass. Sydney we need at least a player or two that play the guard position that don't have any type of ISO mindset. That doesn't think about me at all. Sydney Colson thinks about me in terms of what jokes she might get, but on the court at all, unselfishness. Brianna Turner has made zero impact on the court. Zero impact on the court. And you know why we need to keep Jaylen Brown instead of Brianna Turner? Because we do need Sydney Colson. On the team. Sydney Colson, Lexi Hull, or Sophie Cunningham. If anything happens between Lexi, Sophie, Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell, I would hate to see Sydney Colson get 10 or more minutes. Based on what I've seen in preseason, I'm much more comfortable with Jaylen Brown getting 10 or more minutes than Sydney Colson. Is she a true point guard? Not a true point guard. She's more of a combo guard. But if one of those players, God forbid, goes down and I need to give one of my guards an extra 10 minutes, I would much rather that be Jaylen Brown over Sydney Colson. I think that's an insurance policy on the guard play is so important to this team. We need that insurance policy. We can always pick up an additional big 1 month and a half into the season. Numbers-wise, it makes sense to get rid of Jaylen Brown because on the bench we have 3 bigs, 3 guards. Numbers-wise, you can just, it makes sense, get rid of the other one. But when we're looking at the actual games and we're saying, who's making the most impact on the court? Brianna Turner and Sydney Colson will be on the bottom of that list. There's no way to put it. So the conversation only being between those two, I get it, but it's frustrating because that shouldn't even be the conversation that's being had. That shouldn't even be the conversation that's being had. It's clear as day. Turner needs to go. Brown needs to stay. But we need the additional big man. We need the 3 bigs, 3 guards on the bench to keep it even in case somebody goes down. Why keep it even if we know in a month we can already pick up a person? Why not start off the year with the strongest 11 and then get the 12th? Just some thoughts that I had following yesterday's game. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time. And as always, see you next time. Where is Makayla Timpson?